Hey everybody. You know, I thought I would do something out of character today, and that is have a blueberry lollipop, gourmet, you know. I'm not supposed to have sugar because of being pre-diabetic, but since I'm kind of on a long vacation, and because I promised to walk 2 miles later, I can have some of this. Anyway, I'm not going to have the whole thing. And I thought maybe we could ramble a little bit about, you know, movies or something while I do this. Now, of course, the first challenge here is to get this thing open, because they never unwrap easily, for me anyway. I've had a couple of these before. I like the orange and vanilla one. Which way does it go? This way. And generally speaking, I try to unwrap this for a while, using my fingers and things, and then I get impatient and I go to the kitchen and I get a knife like Jody Arias used to use, you know. And do you want to know that story? For those of you who are new subbies, I did a whole series on a sensational trial under a different screen name. Mikey Daniels. I can't even remember what name I was using. Anyway, look, we're making progress. About Jody Arias, a sociopath from hell who hatched a very elaborate murder plot to kill her boyfriend. Actually, he was an ex-boyfriend who appropriately dumped her sociopathic ass, her sociopathic bum, because she was crazy. Okay, she would climb through his doggy door to spy on him. She would go outside in his backyard after they broke up with binoculars, you know, and watch him with another girlfriend. And then she would go slash the girlfriend's tires, and on like that. So she hatched this. I got sidetracked from my lollipop. Let's get this thing unwrapped, if we can. So you burn so many calories unwrapping it that by the time you get to the lollipop, you know, you don't have to worry anymore, you know. Okay, so it's got a very nice color. Looks kind of like a hot air balloon or something, don't you think? It looks a little like the earth turning, you know. You've got the earth is sort of blue and white, so you can imagine the earth rotating a little bit. If the white parts were a little bit more like tan or something. Well, those could be clouds, cloud cover. Sometime I'll tell you about geostationary satellites around the Earth, which is what I worked on in the final couple decades of my career. But that's a go-to-sleep topic for another day. Let's test this and see if it's any good. As I mentioned in my last video, I realize that I'm not the right age and not the right gender to be doing lollipop videos. I know that in the ASMR community, it's the young females who get all the attention with these, but you see, I have a different agenda and motive than they do, okay? I just want to see if it's any good, and I want to feel a little bit young again, you know, if you don't mind, or even if you do. All right, so It's very blueberry. Let's try that again. I hope you're not offended by all the noises I'm going to make with this thing. I used to have somebody around me who hated the noise I made with Lollipop. It was like the seas suckers, you know. And because I like the, what is the flavor? Butterscotch, chocolate, and then they used to have peanut butter, which was absolutely fantastic. But of course, like everything else in the world, they had to stop making it because somebody somewhere on planet Earth might have a peanut allergy. So I notice peanut butter is still on the shelves at the Safeway store, though. Anyway. I don't know if you can hear the teeth sounds when I rotate this against my teeth, but I can hear that pretty well because it's transmitting through the jawbone up to my ear. But anyway, this is pretty good, but it's awfully sweet. Too sweet for my taste. I wish I had someone who could finish it off for me, and I don't. But it is good. I've gotten so used to low sugar diet that when I taste something that's almost pure sugar, it tastes like, you know, I just hooked my brain up to electrodes or something and ran a chart. It overwhelms my sweet sensors in my tongue. It's a very nice blueberry and kind of vanilla flavor, but I don't know. I certainly will not eat the entire blueberry. Instead, to offset that sweetness, I drink my coffee black, by the way. I won't make any of those bad jokes you always hear, you know. Like, I like my coffee the way I like my women and all of that, you know, dark and hot, you know. I'm not gonna say anything like that because it's so tired and so old, you know, so overdone and so worn out. Aren't you glad I didn't say anything like that? Okay, so that's a nice offset to the oversweet taste of this. I wish I could rinse this off and give it to, if I had small kid. Now that's kind of gross, kind of cringy. Forget that thought. I just hate to see things go to waste, and most of this lollipop, I can tell you right now, in all honesty, is going to go to waste because I'm not eating the whole thing. Or should I say licking the whole thing. Melting the whole thing, dissolving the whole thing, whatever you do with these. What the girls do with them, I'm not going to do. It would be inappropriate, wouldn't it? And I don't want to be cringy to you. I want to relax you. And, you know, I was reading you a little while ago in another video that important story about iPhones and how they can spy on you. And that paper I still have here has some other interesting stories. But I think I'll save that for a different video because I wanted to talk about, you know, movies or something. I have a list of some of my favorite films. I wrote down, and since my memory is so poor, I'm going to get my notebook. Is this the right one? Oop. It's the wrong notebook. It doesn't have my list. So I'll have to try to remember a couple of films to discuss from memory. Here's a good one. Do you like revenge films? I really like revenge films. Some part of me that wants to see justice in the world, you know? And one of my all-time favorites is Denzel Washington. Probably my favorite actor in that genre, in a film called Man on Fire. Have you ever seen that movie? If you like revenge films, I recommend it. It's close to 4-star, definitely. There are a couple of things in it that might be a little bit unrealistic, but he plays a washed out alcoholic special forces guy who has lost his enthusiasm for life and is kind of suicidal about the turns his life has taken. I think he lost his wife or something, she ran off, or she was killed or something, I can't remember exactly, but so he finds himself in Mexico and takes a job as a bodyguard for a wealthy Mexican families who is, they're running a maquiladora. And I'm not going to do any plot giveaways, but let's just say, so he's a bodyguard because there's a lot of kidnappings down there of wealthy people and their kids and spouses and things for ransom. So they hire him as a bodyguard for this little girl. Needless to say, it involves a kidnapping plot. The little girl's played by a famous child actress, and I don't remember her name, but she does a very good job, as does Denzel. Anyway, it's a good revenge film, and it has a good ending, but I think it's bittersweet. But I don't want to do any giveaways, so if you want to watch a good film, look that one up. It's very well directed also, stylistically, I think. It's got some interesting editing and directing and choreography effects. I'm starting to irritate myself with the noises. Okay. That's just about as much sugar as I can stand at one sitting, unless I'm having something really yummy like a chocolate chip cookie or a brownie or something. My voice is a little hoarse today. I hope you don't mind. Maybe a sip of cool water. That's a little bit better, a little bit smoother, and more lubricious. I was getting a dry throat. Maybe I should whisper. Some people like whisper video ASMR. I'm gonna do some of those sometime. Whisper in the middle of the night with the light off. Ghost stories, you know. Or talk about what to say to always a loud noise. There's always a loud noise happening here of some kind. So hard to do ASMR. I'm not complaining, mind you. I'll edit that out or drop the volume a lot in post-production for that loud refrigerator ice maker noise. And then I will. I'm not complaining because this is a nice home and I appreciate living here at this moment on this temporary basis. So don't mistake my whining as a complaint. I really appreciate all I have in life very much. And I enjoy every day to the fullest. Let's have one more spin on this thing. This little rotating Earth planet thing. Maybe this is the new planet they found. How come this won't focus on the, maybe I'm not too close. Hey, camera, focus on this. Where's the autofocus? Is it down the bottom? Let's see. Yeah, it just doesn't want to focus on it. Maybe if I put my fingers up here. Oh yeah, that's a good trick. Then it will focus, see? Yeah, macro. Anyway. Carousel. Kind of silly, isn't it? Still. If you spin it fast enough, I think it would become kind of turquoise looking. This might be part of some kind of eye test. So, that was a loud snap, wasn't it? I'm trying to not make really annoying noises with this. And I'm trying not to get distracted by the newspaper over here. So what I'll do is, I'll do another video today or tomorrow on some of the interesting stories in the paper. You know, like WhatsApp shift will give users phone numbers to Facebook. I don't want that. I don't want my phone number on Facebook. You know, I was reluctant to get on Facebook in the first place because I don't want, you know, it's the whole tracking everything you do thing. You know, to put your phone number on there. Can you imagine all the calls you would get from marketers and things like that, and people you haven't seen in 30 years calling you up going, hey, I've been wanting so bad to look you up because you're my best friend. By the way, I have a multi-level marketing business opportunity I think you'll be interested in, you know. And it's like you gotta hang up on somebody you haven't heard from in 20 years, right? So I have this Amway business, you know, and you can make $1 million if you just get enough people underneath you selling soap, right? Yeah, right. Nowadays it's all supplements and magic water and stuff like that. You know, what do they call that stuff? I forget. ASEA or something. So, anyway, that's all I can handle of the blueberry. So I'm going to put it back in this wrapper. And instead of being super wasteful, every time I get just a little Jones for a bit of sugar, I'll take it back out. Would that be unsanitary? I have a germ phobia. I'm kind of OCD about it. Not kind of, I am OCD about it. Been that way ever since I was, 4 or 5 years old. And so, I'm always wiping down the countertops with, kitchen cleaner that has bleach in it and stuff, because I don't want any microbes to get on my food preparation surfaces. Voice is really scratchy. I hope it's not coming through too bad. That's it for now. I hope this was relaxing to you. My camera battery is almost dead. Needs to be recharged, so don't ASMR and drive, everybody. Bye-bye for now.